My name is Mike Elkins, and was the Parks and Rec superintendent for a number of years, maybe 18 years, and my role most recently changed, and now I'm the administrator of park planning and development. My first day here in Greene, we had one park, and that was the Greene Community and Senior Center, which is now known as the John Torek Community and Senior Center. So we went from a park that was just under 4 acres to a park system that is now over 700 acres, a diverse park system with active recreation and passive recreation areas, protected wetlands, and natural areas. Well, there's 2 projects that come to mind right away, and the first was in the early 2000s when then Mayor Dan Krogan walked into my office and he threw some photographs on my desk. And there were photographs of a community-built playground, and he said, "Mike, can we do this in Greene?" And I said, "Mayor, we can do anything we want to, anything we put our minds to." And so, working with the Park and Recreation Board, we organized a volunteer group, and we raised over $100,000 and recruited 400 volunteers. We involved the school system in the design of a community-built playground. We got feedback from the elementary school and from the intermediate school students, and we worked with a company out of Connecticut called Learning Structures, and we were able to build a 30,000 square foot wooden structure community-built playground that we called Heritage Hill Playground. And Heritage Hill actually came from a suggestion from students at Greenwood Elementary School. When we opened the park on that particular Saturday, children were all lined up. They were so excited to get in, and just the smile on their faces to just run free in this 30,000 square foot playground area was really satisfying for me. And to see the parents after a week of laboring was pretty cool to see. One of the coolest memories that I have is November 10th of 2010. It was an extremely warm day that day, and we were doing some final touches on the memorial, and this gentleman at 9 p.m. rolls into the Veterans Memorial Park, and he was a tall gentleman, and he gets out of his car and walks towards the eternal flame that we're working on because we were having a problem with the igniter, and we can't have an eternal flame if we can't ignite the gas to have a flame. Nonetheless, he walks towards me, tall man, elderly, and he asks if I had anything to do with the project. And I said, yes, I'm part of the committee that put the project together. And he started crying, and he said, "Thank you for building this. It means so much to me." And he went on to tell me of a few stories of his friends that he lost in Korea. And of course, the next day, we dedicated the memorial. More than 1,000 people showed up, so proud of this community. Raised over $200,000 to build the memorial. I think it was more like $235,000, $240,000 to raise the memorial. And to see how this community rallied around honoring our veterans is just something that I don't think in my career would ever be replicated. I'm so proud of this community for their efforts. My favorite park in the city of Greene, it would have to be the Bettler-Southgate Park connection. Bettler Park, you have a variety of different recreation activities you could participate in, simply walking, tennis or pickleball, fishing. Of course, the playground is there, historic building in the schoolhouse that we recently rebuilt. And Southgate Park is just your escape. It's our nature preserve. And you can get lost in the trails back there and just enjoy nature and I've always felt like recreation, parks in general, are a place that you can go and just kind of restore the soul after a long, hard day at work or a long, hard week. So those are my 2 favorite parks. One of the things that I'm most proud of for the city of Greene actually occurred before I became an employee of the city of Greene, and that was in 1992. When the residents voted Greene to become a city, and they passed a charter. And in that charter, there's a provision that provides 7% of the city's collected income tax, 10% then, but 7% now, dedicated to parks. And what that tells me is, at that time, the people truly valued parks, and they saw this as a quality of life issue in their community. And so that vision has come to fruition for those that drafted that in the original city charter.